Hey, what's up, guys? Back at it again, making a video here. I just want to do a little video, a little kind of update regarding extraterrestrials, UFO, in this case, the Varginha case, Brazil. I know the National Press Conference with James Fox, that was actually held in January, but he made another statement. He made a statement with Grush and the other political folks, congressmen, what have you. It was about like maybe a week ago. It was Grush calling for there to be an immediate disclosure or like some sort of like event in which I guess the powers that be that they speak about, this issue, aliens, stuff like that. But Varginha, that's a very interesting case. I don't know if you guys know about it. I'll just summarize it as briefly as possible. 1996. This is how the story goes. Okay, don't quote me on this or quote me on this, whatever. But 1996, supposedly there was a crash landing of a UFO in Brazilian jungle. An ET, an extraterrestrial. I believe it was like two, if not one, but one for sure was caught running around town, walking around town, spooking people, spooking little girls, teenage girls, etc. This extraterrestrial was captured by the Brazilian military. Again, the Brazilian military, 1996. The way that I read about the story, the way that I recall is that they confronted the little alien thing, 3 feet tall, had red eyes. You can look this up yourself. Red eyes, very dark skin. I believe it was like a dark greenish skin. But they caught the little guy. One of the military members actually went up and reached out and grabbed it with his bare hands. Grabbed the freaking alien. Yeah. Grabbed the alien and put him into his truck or what have you. So they took the alien guy, and then I'll tell you later what happens to the guy who actually touched it. I would never touch an alien. That's like, use common sense, man. Like, if you're gonna freaking do something like that, wear protection. So he grabbed the alien, and that was that. They took him to a little hospital or clinic, and they took him to, I believe, a veterinarian hospital, or it was like some sort of like urgent care. But once they arrived, the doctors were like, what the heck is this? I can't believe it. This is not a human being. This is like an alien. Like, you can look this up too. The Brazilian military covered it up, saying nothing happened, nothing, look here, everything is normal. However, recently with James Fox, that's the reason why I'm making this video, some Brazilian officials actually admitted that there was something that did happen. The events of Varginha did happen. It was something that was, something that was definitely not the norm. And in this case, if you read about the story, it was an extraterrestrial running around town. And that's kind of how the story, that's the short story version of it. James Fox comes by later to actually investigate the witnesses, investigates the teenage girls that saw the alien. And also, here's the thing too. These teenage girls, as they were actually interviewed later on, they're about like, I believe they got interviewed like maybe like 5 years ago or like 3 years ago. But they're all in their like 30s, 40s, and 50s. I believe in their 40s max. But they got interviewed, and they told the story too, that after they saw the alien, that they were actually approached by Men in Black type figures. Sounds like bogus stuff. Like, what are you talking about? Men in Black, that's not real. And especially the youngins, the new generation, they just know Men in Black through like Will Smith movies. I love that movie too, 1997, Will Smith. I was a young buck. I love that movie. But if you actually are into like UFO stuff, like extraterrestrial stuff, Men in Black are actually like, they're actually real, like Men in Black. And I'll probably make a video about the Men in Black, but they, historically speaking, they always seem to appear out of nowhere whenever there's a UFO case, alien case, UAPs, etc. they talk to the witnesses. They try to tell them, ask them questions about what happened. They apparently know a lot of information about these witnesses, about kind of their backgrounds. You can look this up too, where like the men in black approach people's houses, their homes, their cars, and then they tell them at the end of their, I guess, at the end of their encounter, they're just saying, "Oh yeah, well, just let you know, there's nothing out of the ordinary here," or they're even menacing or threatening them to just be quiet, shut up, or you'll get in trouble if you talk about this. So anyway, going back to James Fox in Virginia, they were saying, the witnesses, the girls, they were saying that they were actually threatened by the men in black. They were actually offered money to keep their mouths shut, nothing happened here, nothing to see, just go about your day. But then I guess they got scared by the men in black. They ran away from them, something like that. You can look it up too. So going back to the Virginia case, James Fox made a great announcement with the other politicians, the Brazilian politician in this case, saying that yes, the events of Virginia did happen. So very good stuff, because Virginia is Brazil's Roswell. Roswell's our #1 UFO story. If that story is true, hey, no ifs or buts about it. This alien stuff is real. The government's been lying 80 plus years. And if Virginia is real, I'm sure we can get the information, the documents from the Brazilian government much more easily than we can from the US government. And in fact, what the US government, or what the Brazilian government spokesperson said, was that if the US releases their information about Virginia, because what happened here, I should explain this too. The witnesses and the doctors, military officials, they all said that the US flew in their own planes, or flew a plane in to pick up that alien. Yeah, to pick up the surviving alien, the Virginia alien, and flew it back to the USA. So what Brazil is saying here is that if the USA admits about what happened, or gives the green light, then yes, Brazil will open up their own files into the Virginia case. So that's amazing news. So I'm happy, and I think everyone who's watches UFOs, UAPs, new people into the scene who are just getting into this stuff, look up Virginia 1996, Brazil. That's Brazil's Roswell. So this video is going to be short and sweet. If you have any questions or what have you, just, ask in the comments. But I just wanted to give an update, because this is a major, it kind of slid under the radar. Nobody talked about it. But if the Brazilian officials are saying, yes, what happened in Virginia, 1996 with, the UFO encounter, the alien encounter, they're saying it's real and that they'll release the official documents, then, that's, they're pretty much saying, yes, it was real. It actually happened, but we're just waiting for the green light from the US. But I thought it was very cool, very important, and slid under the radar because there's a lot of things going on right now. Especially, we're living under America's going through a war, Trump's attacking Iran, and Trump's running some policies. So everyone is looking left, right, every day something new is happening, but this is important if you're into UFO stuff and disclosure. So yeah, anywho, you guys take care, have a good day. And believe it or not, right now, today, Brazil, right now, I'm actually watching it right here. Brazil is playing against Scotland. So if you're a World Cup fan, heck yeah, I am. I love Brazil, so let's go. Boom. See ya.